And we're back to the latest episode of Sup, Josh. What's Sup stand for?
Sports, you pop. We're on episode 13,
12, huh?
12. We always get it wrong.
It's in the teens. Who cares?
On and popping. We're getting better at this a little bit.
Yeah.
Some might say.
How we doing this week on picks wise? Like how we do? Like
you beat me
did I?
by about 3 wins too. Good shellacking I took.
Thanks. All right, right on. Okay.
And yeah, you also beat me on college by 1 also. So yeah, I took a big L.
Okay.
You had 11, I had 8. So you had that.
Apologies, I'm sorry I hung over from yesterday, but I'm your host Jeremy, and we got my illustrious partner Josh.
What's up? What's happening?
Yeah. So. Yeah. Don't mix. I'm mix. I'm stuttering. So anyway, how did I do this week? If I won by 3.
You won by 4 total whenever you add in the college, bro.
All right, how'd you do? What were the numbers?
The game I lost was I took Tennessee over Ohio State. I thought maybe that SEC power would come and do its thing, but couldn't really do that. I guess Ohio State, they can play with the SEC teams. They're not like Notre Dame, who we'll talk about later. Once they get in them SEC, they get, they mess around.
But how'd you do in pro though?
I got 8 of them. I went with my Jaguars. That was a win. You took over me. Trying to think where else
till we die, but still picking over them. So my bad.
Oh yeah, you took the Dolphins over 49ers. Once again, the 49ers find a way to break my heart like they always do.
How bad?
I don't remember the scores, but it was like over 10 points probably.
Was it stomping with a boot, or was it just I'm gonna bitch slap you and that's it?
It was we got this W and a little exclamation point on top of it, maybe.
Okay, all right. What else are we working with?
We're on to, we had, the Chiefs beat the Steelers on Christmas Day. I went with the Chiefs. You went with the Steelers.
What?
Oh,
that's
yeah,
us Chiefs.
Right.
That's us Chiefs. What are you talking about, man?
I know. Chiefs. We're 3-0 to start what we're going to talk about today because the Ravens beat the Texans. And then on Christmas Day, they did all that. But on the Thursday game, what a barn burner. 6-3, the Seahawks beat the Bears. Caleb Williams having a rough one. Yeah, the Texans, they took that shellacking. They only got the safety. It was their only points.
Yep, 31-2, and I never saw that.
That's a rare score for you.
Especially against the Texans this year, so... man.
And those of y'all on TikTok, thanks for the likes. Keep tapping that screen. Sorry I can't be as interactive as today. We're just letting some of y'all know we got this podcast going. It's on under the same name on YouTube. Y'all gonna get to see it all live today. Normally I don't have live going, but
well, you've got like 20 phones.
I got 2 phones for now. The other one's a piece of junk. But we got the new camera going on the podcast, so I let the old one go. Thanks for the likes, Desi. Some people might check it out, but if you could, subscribe to the YouTube. Man, I appreciate the TikTok love, but YouTube is very hard to grow, believe it or not.
Check us out on Spotify, too, under SUP.
Sports U-Pop for the audio ones, if you want to go ahead and listen to it while you're at work or something. Listen to 2 guys talk sports and pop culture. That's it.
And we're not experts, but we just happen to guess correctly a lot. I wouldn't bet on us, though.
Man, you've had some good weeks, Jeremy. We kept it pretty close, but you definitely had a better season than me.
Have I?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, yeah.
I think I beat you like 1 or 2 weeks. I think Marcus won a week. That was basically a tie with you.
I think that was week 1,
yeah. And so, yeah, trust me, you got it. In the weeks you win, you beat me by like 2 or 3. The weeks I beat you, it's by like 1.
Still counts. All right, so let's go with let's actually talk about sports because, like I said, I'm slurring my words and all that stuff. But San Francisco, you're on Sup with us. All right, so first college game we're going to talk about is going to be, that's January 1st game. Let's go to December 31st. So.
Why don't we, the NFL games are going to get played first, right? Because one of them's in a few hours.
Okay.
Top one. Let's pick them in the NFL, and then we'll do our college football playoffs after.
We usually do it the other way around, but that's a weird
Yeah.
combination. I don't know if I want to be.
It's because the dating of it. Usually we're recording on a Saturday for the Saturday games. Now the NFL's playing Saturday games.
It's backwards. It's weird. It's not even the playoffs yet. It's crazy.
It is the playoffs for college.
Not the pros though. And that's why I'm used to the Saturday games on the pro ones.
It is what it is, and it bees what it bees. Shout out to my man Popeye the Sailor Man.
Heck yeah, Robin Williams, great role. Or are you talking about the cartoon?
I'm talking about the cartoon.
The movie studio though.
I've never seen it.
If you got
Pop culture guy, never seen the Popeye movie.
dude, and it's a Disney movie, I think.
Oh yeah.
I'm probably wrong, but
Disney used to be on fire back in them days, 70s, 80s, 90s. Definitely.
yeah. So we've already talked about the Chiefs game. We talked about the Ravens game. Talked about the Seahawks.
So now it's to the games that are gonna
Who
be
did you
played
pick?
later on today.
Did we make our picks for?
This is where we're at.
Okay.
Right there.
Okay. So the first game is gonna be the Chargers and Patriots.
Yes, it is. We got two good D coordinators going off. You know, Gerard Mayo's first season went about as expected for the Patriots. You know, they got this week and next week. Maybe he can light a fire and get them going in the positive direction. As of right now, they might get the number 1 overall pick and steal Travis Hunter away from us Jaguars. So I don't know how I feel about that. Maybe I kind of want them to win, but since I'm picking with my brain and not my heart, I'm going to go with the Chargers.
You on the Bolt? I'll take the Bolt too.
All right, we're both going with the Chargers.
Then we got Broncos Bengals. How you feeling about that one?
All right, man. The Bengals, they're all over the place. So are the Broncos, man. But I think something's ailing Joe Burrow this year. He hasn't been the same guy. And I think Bo Nix is starting to fill into his own. Sean Payton showing why he's worth that money. I'm actually going to take the Broncos this week.
I took them last week, didn't
You took them a lot this year.
I took them and I took the Rams a lot this year. And the Rams never
Broncos have paid off for you. The Rams, not so much.
Very true. So give me the horses again.
Okay, now we have, so that's a double matchup. You're calling them.
Sorry, now we're doing the Cards versus the Rams, and that.
There go your Rams, speaking of.
Yeah, but it's against the Cards. How you don't see that one playing out?
The Cardinals, man, talk about another team that's up and down sometimes. Kyler Murray has that offense going. You know, I expected more from Harrison his rookie year. Looking like Jaguars might have got lucky with Brian Thomas Jr. falling that way. I even said in college, I said if Harrison's last name was Smith, he wouldn't be rated over the likes of Malik Neighbors and the Doomsday. But I kind of thought maybe he would be more than BTJ, but that's not the case. It's looking like he's the 4th best out of that class. Could be a learning curve, might show out later. You know, his dad was always an underdog. Maybe he'll have to get more in that underdog role, fight back. But
Who's that again?
Marvin Harrison Sr.
Oh yeah.
Very, very hands-on guy.
Well, yeah, but that's like LeBron.
My man right here said Hulk Hogan is the GOAT. Okay, you know, I go with Shawn Michaels there, but if you say it's Hulk Hogan, then that's on you. It's an opinion. Everybody's got one. Anyways, back on football.
Now, real quick to the guys in there, King. Did you watch any of Hulk Hogan's matches in the '80s, or are we just going back to what's on?
Are you an NWO Hulk Hogan guy or
NWA?
the best in-ring guy? He says. We're not talking wrestling here.
We'll get there. We'll get there eventually.
Maybe if we get bored after the sports. I went with the Cardinals, man. You
I
going
know,
with
I'm
your
sorry, I was
trusty
looking at-
Rams, or what you doing?
I'm gonna go with the Cards too.
All right.
I don't feel like being a contrarian on that game.
We have no contrarian as of yet. Cowboys came out with a big win against the Bucks last week. Seem they're trying to fight to get in the playoffs. They're playing the Eagles, who took the L to the Commanders. Both these guys need a win. I think the Eagles have one of the best rosters in the game, so I'm gonna go with them. Cowboys seem to let their fans down a lot. Amanda, thanks for the love. Anyways, I'm going with the Eagles.
Let's go the Birds for me too. I'll take them.
All right, now speaking of the Bucks,
Bucks versus Panthers. How are we know that?
Panthers are going to Tampa. Good weather game. Panthers kind of showed out last week. It's like, where have they been? But I like Baker to pull it out. I believe they're fighting for the playoffs themselves. So I'm going to go with Baker Mayfield in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
I'll take the Pirates too.
All right. This one, we got the too little too late Jets
Versus the juggernaut this year, Bills.
Look, I got Josh Allen in fantasy. It's been a big talk because he's showed out the past 2 weeks.
I can't believe I missed that intro. Oh my gosh. Well, I'm trying to make that I'm trying to put that on
That's
the
a
podcast.
staple.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to take him next year just because I'm gonna take a first round pick just so I make sure I have him. Anyways, man, the Bills have been solid this year. Can they get over the KC hump in the playoffs is going to be the big question, but I think they've got the defense. Aaron Rodgers, he's not dialed into football right now. I see him like attacking people on Pat McAfee, and now he's going at it with Ryan Clark. Like, he's always got some other agenda. He's not focused, and I think that's why he's getting the performance. He could do like the Jags did. I think most teams know not to put a freaking linebacker on Devontae Adams. I'm pretty sure the Bills will have safeties and DBs covering him, so that's why I'm going to go with the Bills. Joe Brady, their offensive coordinator, hey, if he ends up as the Jags' next head coach, if they fire Peterson, I wouldn't be mad.
So, are they going to fire Peterson, or are they waiting to see how how it finishes up before they should give him the axe?
You're right, bro. Brenda was always jealous of Kelly on 90210. That's a fact, man, but Dylan McKay did his thing with them
Wasn't
girls.
Brenda the brunette?
Nah, Shannon Doherty.
Yeah.
I don't know where he came up with that, but I had to address it because people might not know. Me and my mom, as a kid, used to watch the new 90210s every week because she had off work on Tuesdays when it came on.
Heck yeah. Enjoy Family Time. That works.
Yep. Back to sports.
Wasn't that the
That's like the original teen drama.
yeah. Hell, one of the director's daughters in the series.
So you're lucky this is pop culture and we can go there, Keen. Hey, Keen, thanks for the follow. I was just about to say, why don't you shoot me a follow? And you did it anyways. I appreciate that. Around January 1st, I need to start trying to grow these again. I'm in and out on my socials.
Hey, if you have free time, go to Facebook Live and Jeremy Blanton right there. That works.
There you go, Jeremy Blanton. I'm on Insta also as Joshua_Hobbs85.
Who are we going with next?
You're going to Indies, going somewhere to New York. You were supposed to call that
Colts
out.
versus Giants.
Colts versus Giants.
King, who do you got in that game? Colts versus Giants. Who's your pick?
Why he goes for his answer, I'm gonna vamp on how awful Danny Dimes is. Malik Neighbors is
Brandon, who do you got?
still showing out with that horrible of a quarterback. The Giants might be one of them teams that go after Shador Sanders. I'd like to see Shador throwing the ball to Malik Neighbors. Shador gets a lot of hate being who his dad is being, but the guys who evaluate him have him as a top guy, so we're going to see. Played football his whole life. He's got that Sanders gene in him, and we know that guy didn't get the nickname Primetime for nothing. I don't think if old King's picking, or maybe mine's slow, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pick the Colts.
I'll be a contrarian on this one. Give me the Giants.
I'm hoping Flacco gets in there. Okay, about time we got a different pick because we were lining them all up. You went with Bills, right?
Yes, I'm not taking the Jets over the Bills.
All right, this one, I don't think it's going to be a big ratings getter, but
Raiders or Saints?
yes.
It's going to get a lot of ratings in New Orleans and then also in California.
Actually, if they're not in
Vegas,
California,
sorry.
they're in
Vegas.
Vegas, and I don't think none of them are watching. They're both upset. Imagine the Saints, you start off, what were they, 3-1 or something like that? And then, explosion, haven't won a game since.
And they just took a dive, and Raiders just always take a dive. So.
Raiders were trying their best to lose to my Jaguars, but my Jaguars were the best at losing, so we pulled that one. I got that L.
Oh, yeah. I remember that.
What was it? Encroachment zone? How many times can you line up in the wrong area? God, just give it to him, Armstead. What a waste of money. Anyways, I'm going to go with the Carr. You know, he's going to want revenge on his Raiders team. I don't know who's at quarterback, Aiden O'Connell or Gardner Minshew, but I don't think it matters. I don't know if Crosby's playing either. Hey, forget it. I want Carr to get revenge. I'll go with the Saints. Maybe Kamara will come alive. I'll be a contrarian.
Got this feeling in my belly. Maybe it could be poop, but I don't
You
care.
can't hear a vitamin.
Do what?
He said, what's the difference between a hormone and a vitamin? You can't hear a vitamin.
I see what you did there. That's nice. Give me sandalwood on that one.
Sandalwood?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we
That's a reference to here in Jackson, people.
Sandalwood Saints. You gonna call them out, or you want me to do it all?
No, I'll do it too. This is I'm also looking at. So I'm gonna take. We got next game: Titans over the Jaguars. The Titans are my original pick to go to the Super Bowl this year.
You know, I didn't even write that down. How did I miss that one?
It's because they're both terrible this year.
God.
Technically, they're on buys to the end of the season. Which, I mean, I'm always good at Titans losing.
This is going to be another one of those South Park, both teams trying to lose. Both these guys are going to want a guy like Travis Hunter or Matt Campbell on their lineup. I think my Jags can beat these guys. So I'm going to... The heart's definitely involved, but even my brain's saying these Titans are horrible. Levis is awful. I forget who the backup is. Who is it, Tannehill or something? I just don't know.
Tannehill back on the Titans?
I don't know. Exactly. We don't even know who the backup is. I'm going to pick the Jaguars.
But, yeah. Put me down. Well,
I'd like to see Josh Allen get a couple more sacks so that since he got that money, he didn't all just fall off.
Isn't it Joshua Hines Allen now?
Hines Allen, you're right. So he doesn't get confused with the guy that I have on my fantasy football team, Josh Allen for the Bills.
That's excellent trade. I'm glad you remember that. So put me down. Actually, put me down for the Titans on this one.
All right.
Jags have been a huge disappointment all year.
Like the Titans haven't.
Yep.
Well, I guess they were expected to suck.
And Jackson was pretty much. They haven't really stepped up to anybody this year.
Jacksonville's our hometown. I wanted to at least have a shot at the playoffs this year. You know, we had 2 back-to-back winning seasons. It would have been nice to say we had 3. But, golly, and I started reading about Doug Peterson teams in year 3. And
that's a weird coincidence. I also think it has to do with a lot with Trevor playing hurt.
I don't think he was that hurt that much. I think that all our receivers never healthy, all that stuff. It comes in. Thank you, Mark. Thanks for all that. I will have a blessed day. But our next game, the Dolphins, they're going to go to Cleveland.
Oh, man.
The Dog Pound.
Man. So,
with their third string. I wonder why Jameis get benched. That's interesting. He likes to speak his mind. He must have said something the coaches didn't like. Because Jameis does have talent, and he does get them boys hype. He should be a motivational speaker after he retires. Jameis Winston, famous Jameis.
Where's he? He's
From
not
Florida State. He's not. That's what I'm saying. And why isn't he? They put the third string in there, bro.
Why was I talking about James Winston?
Because we're talking about the Browns playing the Dolphins, and Jameis got benched for the third stringer.
Yeah, benched as a third stringer, but no.
He's the second stringer. He got benched for the third
Oh,
string.
okay. I'm sorry, Hungover. Apologize. Spinning in circles here.
Tua's been hot, though.
So he's got extra padding on his helmet?
Hey, he's not radio just yet. I'm going to go with the Dolphins.
I was waiting to hear that. So give me the fish as well.
Although the guy I think's the best D lineman in the league plays for the Browns, Myles Garrett. He's a beast. He's more of an old school guy. Thank God he isn't like James Harrison getting all the penalties. He plays it just smart enough. I mean, I know he swung a helmet at Rudolph in that Steelers game back in the day. That's the last guy I wanted swinging a helmet at me. A little lighting change in here. Sun must be going down in old sunny Florida. But we both picked the Dolphins, right?
Yes.
On to the next one. big division rivalry here.
Wow, that's a busy. The Packers versus the Vikings.
Packers coming off a blowout. The Vikings, they've been, what, Sam Darnold, way to revive your career. It's showing that, these guys that don't work out on their first team, maybe if you give them a chance, they can surprise you. Darnold bounced around to a few teams, but the 49ers wanted to keep him, but they couldn't pay $11 million for a backup. He goes to Minnesota. That guy they draft, McCarthy, did he even play? Did he get hurt in preseason or something?
I think so.
Maybe week 1. Now they have the conundrum because McCarthy comes back. Like, do you bench your first round pick? Maybe you try to trade him for like a 4th and ride Darnold out, or is Darnold a fluke? Lots of big questions in that office. But golly, Jordan Love versus Darnold. This one is very hard to pick. 98 Vikings are one of my favorite teams ever. Randy Moss's rookie year. I always had a lot of love for the Vikings, but after Moss left, I figured, I was a Moss fan, not a Vikings fan. So I'm going with the Vikings, long story short.
I was looking at the NFC North division. Lions, Vikings, Packers, Bears. The Bears are naturally crap, but the rest of them are fucking beasts this year.
The Bears were pretty good till Caleb Williams rookie stuff. I think he got a little overwhelmed.
Yeah. Green Bay versus give me the cheese.
All right, contrarian, but it's not really contrarian because I could easily see it going either way. Now your Super Bowl pick, Falcons, they're going up against my Rookie of the Year pick. Been riding with them all year, Daniels. So Falcons versus Commanders at the Washington. Penix getting his second start.
Yeah, give me the Falcons on this one because their back's against the wall.
Are they fighting for a playoff spot?
I think so.
I'm going with the Commanders, man. I like Daniels. They did good, man. I think they can beat these guys. I'm going with the Commanders.
And our Monday night game is going to be Detroit versus the Niners.
God, 49ers fan, as a Jaguar fan, I feel your pain, man.
Yep, I feel it too.
A lot of expectations. A lot of people have 49ers picked to the Super Bowl. Me, I changed it week 8 for the Lions. So we're about to see if I made the right thing. Chiefs have a cakewalk to the Super Bowl. That might be true. We'll find out. That's why they play the games. But I'm going with the Lions. I picked them over the 49ers for a Super Bowl. I'm going to pick them in a one-on-one game.
If this was a must-win situation, then I'd go the Niners, meaning must-win for Detroit, must-win it to make the playoffs. But they're making the playoffs no matter what, so give me the Lions in this one.
All right. That's it for the pros. Now we're going to college football playoff. When does that start off? New Year's Day?
New Year's Eve and day.
Oh, New Year's Eve it's going to start off. New Year's Eve, that's my nephew Austin's birthday. I told him there's always going to be a party for your birthday.
Happy early birthday, Austin.
He's only turning 4, I think.
But he knows our podcast because you say, "What's up, buddy?"
Sure he does.
Yep. So, for the New Year's Eve game, we're going to go with Penn State versus Boise State.
All right.
Actually, real quick, we didn't choose. Sorry, apologies. We didn't choose our point spread.
Okay. Shoot, give me 42 on the 49ers game.
Give me 36.
I thought you were about to do some prices right and be like, I got 41.
Man.
All right.
I mean, I could do that, but
Texas doesn't play first, or is that just how the brackets look?
That's on the first. So we're doing third first, just because it makes sense. So Penn State versus Boise State. Give me the Penn on that one.
I'm going to like to see how Janty does against... You know what? I did not know he's from Jacksonville. But he's an Army brat. He's lived everywhere. He was born NAS, Jacksonville guy. So he's not really... He didn't go to Duval high schools. So it's a little misleading, but hey, he was born with that teal in his blood.
So
Duval. NAS Jack, shout out. His dad's a big man in the military. But I think Penn State's going to be too much for the overall team. As long as they can contain this guy from going off too much, he's going to get his 100 yards. But try to keep him out the end zone as much as possible. Try to attack that quarterback, see what he does. I think I'm going to go with Penn State.
All right. So actually, we're gonna do something new. We're gonna do over under on that one. So I'm going Penn State, but I think the points are going to be at least 45.
Oh, I think this isn't going to be that type of game. Both teams 45. Okay. So you think that? So what do I say? Over or under?
You go higher or low on that against me on that one.
I'll go lower.
Okay. So put 45 and then put low. The next game we got is Notre Dame versus Georgia. That's going to be a 2-watch game.
Okay. I got my feelings on this. Notre Dame, every time they go and they play them at SEC school, they find out, hey, maybe we should lower our grade point average to keep these boys in here. You got to be smart as a whip to go to Notre Dame and finding athletes that can also get the grades and then want to go to cold South Bend to play. It's historic, but these kids today, they don't know about that historic 70s, 60s, even 80s Notre Dame. 90s, they kind of fell off, and they win a lot of games when they were an independent team, but they always got exposed whenever they played against the big boys. And don't get it confused, Georgia is the big boys. I'm going Georgia all the way right here.
Going Georgia too. I'm gonna go 42.
You chose Penn State, right?
Yeah. Going Georgia as well, but spread I'm putting it as 42.
We got to do all of the spreads.
It's only 4 games, so yes.
Why are we doing that?
So it's college.
Hey, man, I think this one, I might go up because Georgia might pound these boys.
I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. Okay.
I think it's going to be a lopsided game. If you're saying 42, to me, that would mean like 32 of them would be Georgia. But
that could be 39-3.
I think it could be
Georgia,
49-3 type shit. So I'll go over.
So Texas versus Arizona State.
All right, this one I think is kind of easy. I'm going Texas. I mean, Quinn Ewers is technically their backup right now, and he might go in the top 5. So when you got a top 5 quarterback as your backup, and you got maybe one of the brightest future NFL stars coming up, and Arch Manning, best believe I'm going Texas.
I'm going Texas too on that one, but I'm gonna put the spread. Give me Texas. But I'll make the spread 67.
67?
Yep.
I'm not too familiar with Arizona State's offense. I'll go under on that one.
Remember that could be 67 points for Texas, like you said earlier.
Yeah, Texas, I've noticed that when they have the blowout, they kind of play nice guy with it. They'll put Quinn in, but that's what I'm saying. You're putting Quinn in, he might start handing off the running backs. Hey, it could happen.
It could happen.
It might be in the higher 40s or 50s is what This next one, I think, is going to be by far the hardest game to pick this week.
Ohio State versus Oregon. Man,
it's not Ohio State. It's
the Ohio State.
Womp womp.
Versus number 1 Oregon.
Versus the Nikes. Oregon. Oregon Ducks. Home of the Nike. Their track coach invented them with waffle makers. Watch the Prefontaine movie, preferably not the Jared Leto one. The other one I think is better, but the Jared Leto one, that's how good that guy was. He had his movie come out same year, 2 different actors playing it.
Wasn't it also
Prefontaine?
Wasn't a basketball in there? The swoosh is a basketball in a waffle maker?
I don't know where the swoosh came. I think it's a Greek symbol. Nike's means victory in Greek, I believe.
Yeah, but there's dark history of the Nike.
I just know that the guy who invented it, he had this ranch, and this cult moved in next to his ranch, and they took over the town of Oregon because it was like one of them towns with 200 people, so they brought in like 1,000 of their cult members, so they could every vote, they voted in themselves, everything. It's one of the best, you could call it true crime documentaries, called Wild Wild Country on Netflix. The talking head is a lady named Sheila, who was he was his right-hand man, because like this guy didn't talk the whole time he was there until she did her dirt and split, but she was going on like Sally Jesse Raphael, these people were complaining. She's like, tough titties. She ended up getting her own documentary off that. It's a very good documentary. That's why we do pop culture too. Wild, wild country. But Ohio State versus Oregon in the football world, I'm just going to go with who I want to win, which is Oregon. So their quarterback, God, how am I forgetting his name? Is it Dylan something? Is Dylan his last name, first name? I don't know. The Oregon guy, quarterbacks, they always... Dylan Gabriel. They were talking about if this guy has any more. He's like one of them older seniors. If he has another year and he's going to come back on the radio the other day. Answer that. Is Dylan Gabriel a good quarterback?
Yes.
Yes, Dylan Gabriel is a good quarterback. Well,
So
we'll find out against the Ohio State University, who always has a good defense.
So one of the top Google questions for you guys out there on Dylan Gabriel is Dylan Gabriel a good quarterback?
The answer was yes. He is a good quarterback. I think that's an opinion, so I don't know how you answer that. Says he's a statistical leader in something.
Oh, yeah. Well, he's number one in college, yeah.
All-time NCAA leader in touchdowns and ranked second in career passing yards. How long has he been there? He was a Heisman finalist, but I mean, we all know that was a two-man race between Jeanty and fucking Travis Hunter.
So I'm gonna take give me the Ducks.
All right. I think we picked all the same teams, bro. College.
Yep. And give me
a little spread. Because the Ducks gonna put up some points, but they're playing one of the best defenses they'll play.
They're also playing a very high-speed offense.
My man Gabriel, he's a freaking all-time career touchdown guy.
I think it's going to actually get up into the 80s score-wise. So give me
80s.
Yep, give me
40 to 40 type game.
No.
35 to 50.
Yep.
All right. Then I'll go under on that too. You said 80.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna go under. Might be in the high 60s.
I don't know where I came at, but I'm also slightly hungover, so that's probably why that's going on. I've mentioned that like 100 times, but still, my mind is wandering. All right, so yep. So have you heard some like judge?
Okay, hold on. That's it for the sports. We got our picks. Now we also do pop culture, and we all know Diddy's been one of the things we talk about weekly. I guess someone's done drug his friend, but Jay-Z says they're not friends. Puffy and Diddy type stuff. Tell us what the judge said on that case.
Women accusing Jay-Z and Sean Diddy Combs of raping her at age 13 can proceed anonymously.
That means her name doesn't have to come up in the paperwork. She doesn't have to fear backlash or any of that stuff.
But she was 13, and now if she's still a minor.
Since she was a juvenile, that's probably why she can do that.
And I guess it happens. Well, I guess it's because it happened when she was juvenile. Is why they're trying to avoid that. Because also, if someone an adult accuses another adult of doing something, the person accuse her. But she was a minor when it took place. So I'm kind of torn on that, you know.
Yeah. So Jay-Z, a statement was released, and he's like, "Oh, that I don't even know Diddy like that." Blah blah blah. But Dame Dash, Jay-Z's former partner, he was on an interview I watched on YouTube, and they were like, "What do you think about what Jay-Z said?" He said, Jay-Z hadn't said nothing. That's a lawyer prepared statement. He wants to hear what the real Jay says. For them to say they're not friends, that's just ridiculous. That's definitely a lawyer trying to protect his client. We know they go back. They might not be in each other's cliques and all that, but they've worked together. The white party that he would have and the freak offs, they've went to both of them. Saying they're not friends, that's crazy.
I mean, they may just run in the same circles. At the same time, I don't know, because we don't know. I was never there.
I'm ready for some of this litigation to come out. Some of these, what do you call them? Depositions. Here's some stories. Here's some answers. YouTube's your friend on this. These guys, they'll get a hold of them. They'll release them early. You'll get to see these guys. That's when phone calls from jail, stuff like that. I want to hear some of Diddy's. Jumpsuit Pablo, he's been on the Deadpool killer forever, but he's starting to go into this Diddy case. So the first call they released, he was talking about get rid of the pizza boxes and recycle. It was definitely code. Code for what? I thought it was videos. We don't know.
Or it could be some Epstein stuff over there. So
what else we got in the pop culture world?
Wow. So Deadpool director Tim Miller says he got paid $225,000 for 2 years of work on one film. That is, if that's true, that's ridiculous for that type of situation.
For Deadpool 1 and 2?
Well, it just says Deadpool director, so.
is he the main director? Like, there's a lot more questions I'd have to know with that one.
We also have to explain.
You know how like the Solo movie had like 4 different directors on it, and they had to get old what's his name from Happy Days on it, Opie. What's that guy's name that played Opie?
I don't know.
Ron something. Thanks for all the love in the TikTok. Thanks for the likes. If you're not a follower, go ahead, hit the follow button. We're talking all things sports and true crime. If y'all got any questions, answer them, and we will answer them live on the podcast. I got a question for you. HBO Max, they released the Joker little musical thing. Have you watched it?
No, I've been pretty much watching reruns of old shows, and also slowly making my way to the end of.
I'm doing that too. I'm watching Dexter.
I'm making my way towards the end of the last season on Cobra Kai, and I'm also rewatching.
I still got to do that too.
But
also watching, what was the last thing you said?
Yellowstone.
Yellowstone. I heard I don't even want to watch the ending. TL Gen X, welcome in, y'all. Nobody's got any questions, I see.
Everyone's a better story writer, and after they see what happened, they wonder how they could have done it better. It's all wishful thinking. I assume it's going to be good. So gunfire erupts in nightclub, wounds 2 people here in Jacksonville. That's local.
Dave Bautista said he lost everything after leaving WWE, but he got his best money advice from The Undertaker. What he means, he never went broke, but he had to start over, you know. He had spent mansions. He was in the red after all the things he had bought as a wrestler.
Well, also, too, WWF, or WWE, rather, owns the Dave Bautista wrestler.
Well, he also walked out in the middle of a contract, so, you know, when you do that, Vince freezes your royalties. I'm pretty sure Hunter's got him back right with his... Also, the royalties in wrestling aren't what they used to be because they don't sell DVDs anymore.
No, but
they get a little bit of video money.
They get some money for the digital download on the network. They do. No, seriously, they do.
Okay.
There was brought up on what Tony Schiavone's podcast. He still makes money off of digital downloads.
Oh, the podcast, they make bank. That's Conrad runs that, and he knows how to run it right. He gets off of Something to Wrestle being so good, he gets the ad money. That's right. That's where the money is in podcasts, is the ad money. That's why y'all guys need to subscribe to my podcast on YouTube. It's the same as my TikTok, Josh Talks Pop. It's TOKSPOP 85. Josh Talks Pop 85.
Also, be sure to check us out on the actual Spotify, SUP, S-U-P.
That stands for Sports You Pop.
We need 10K downloads so we can actually start making money off it, so hook us up.
Yeah, man, download these episodes. You ain't even got to listen to them. Just download them. Help us out. We need to get some ad money up in here.
We need to get some dimes into our bank accounts.
Pesos. We need pesos.
There's nothing really going on. Drew Carey, that's some of that.
Well, we got the New Year's Eve coming in. You got any plan?
I'm working. I'm doing the trains situation. Then when I get home, I'm going to
You're doing the train where again?
Not for the company.
Okay. I want to take a train trip and just sit back. What's up, Sasha? I want to just go on a train and have some cocktails. Look at the countryside. Just ride a train like the good old days. Have that experience. It's a bucket list thing.
It's a 97 hour train ride in Canada. Costs like $7,000.
Yeah, I'm not trying to spend all that.
From one side to the other for like 4 or 5 days.
I'll take like a train ride to Tennessee and back. How much is that?
Damn, Amtrak? It's only like maybe $70.
That's got me written all over it.
Train up there and then train back. That works.
Yes, round trip, Tennessee and back.
So, woman claims she was lured into a Sean Diddy comes
by a radio contest. It says
back in sexually assaulted her back in 2006, at a NY party.
Call 93.2011 and win a chance to go to Diddy's Freak Offs and get molested. Caller number 9. I'm pretty sure that's not how it went down, but you know.
Josh Allen received a jaw-dropping Christmas
Did
gift.
you know I have him on my fantasy team?
Are you sure?
I got Josh Allen
thought you
on my
traded him.
fantasy team. No.
Obviously
I
you
do
traded
have
him.
Joe Burrow, who I put on the trading block. Nobody took him. Joe let me down.
So Josh Allen apparently got something for his Christmas. Got something for Christmas from his offensive line.
Yeah, all the quarterbacks been doing that. Joe Burrow got his offensive linemen swords, and you know I thought because these guys get these guys cars and stuff, so the sword I thought maybe they didn't like it, but one of the veterans he said that in old Japanese that's the ultimate sign of respect. So what's this? He got these guys chains
Probably.
like death row.
Probably.
Go back up. Let's make sure. He gifts them Josh Allen MVP. Oh, that's kind of conceited, maybe.
That's very conceited. But then again, if he ends up getting the MVP, then it actually works
You know,
out.
he's always had a little bit of thing. He's got their names written on the back. So he's
Everyone-
saying if I get MVP, it's because of you guys. Is that what it is? So maybe
That's
it's not that conceited.
Deion Dawkins, David Edwards, Connor McGovern, Osiris Torrance,
Those are the backups and everything. Torrance, he played for the Gators. He's a new draft pick.
Spencer Brown, Ryan Van DeMark, Alec John.
We ain't
Alec
gotta
Anderson.
read 'em all.
I'm reading them all. Will Clapp, I've never heard of him. Richard, whatever. Taylor Grable, Cedric Van Pran Granger. Dang.
Who did it say Lamar got his guys? I thought I
Tommy
saw
Wood.
him after.
I know the Jaguar. I know they were saying
Oh, it's saying
Trevor Lawrence.
could Lamar steal the MVP for them? I think Lamar has had an MVP season. It's probably between them two.
I think it's possible. So I know Trevor Lawrence has said bought his linemen golf carts.
Ooh, I did not know that Josh Allen was with Haley Steinfeld. I guess they just got engaged. Maybe that's why he's doing so good for my fantasy team.
Who?
Josh Allen, I got him in my
No,
fantasy
but,
team.
um,
Haley Steinfeld, she's a singer. She got a song with my boy MGK.
Nick Saban criticizes Ohio State fans overlooking the CFP run due to psychotic obsession with Michigan.
That sounds like a story we'd have to read and we don't have time for, but I guess the Pat McAfee show did it. I think we're going to have to wrap this one up. You know, two-man show, it goes a little bit quicker. Also, everyone's got the shorter attention spans. We went 38 minutes last week. We're at about 43. We're going to wrap this up. We covered sports. We covered pop culture. Nobody had any questions on my TikTok. Not
No
on
one's
your
talking.
live. So, basically, follow me on TikTok and on YouTube at Josh Talks Pop. That's JOSHTOKSPOP85 on both platforms.
And if you're watching this audio, you know where I'm watching the audio. If you're watching the video, you know follow me on Facebook, Jeremy Blanton, the Jeremy Blanton, Master the. Or check us out on Spotify under SUP, S, big S, little P, big S, little U. Big
Yeah, I was about to say Lil P. And SUP stands for Sports U Pop.
Yep. This has been good. Love you guys. See you later.
It's been fun, but gee whiz, we gotta run. Peace.
Later. Bye.